So when you were hired and sent to RSA.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Back to 2022 in RSA, that was really good time. During the training, but because I was well aware of the digital marketing, so the training weren't like too difficult or hard for me to do that. The other time we used to spend remotely with all of the associates together. Like the EOD time was like really fun where we used to like interact with each other.
So how much time did you spend in RSA?
Almost 1 month.
1 month.
We used to have like a weekly connects on a just a casual conversation where he just used to tell me how he struggles and how he came and how he started his own.
How did you cope with the, just from the shift from the Pakistani market to the US market?
It was different, but since I've been like it's 7th year of me like working
Oh,
in
nice.
London.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Know Your VA, and I have Wajeeha with me. Welcome Wajeeha. It's a pleasure having you here. Wajeeha has worked for a long while with Andrew Cass, Pipeline Pro. So we have a lot of insights in that domain of digital marketing as well. Wajeeha, let's start with where are you from and where did you get your education from and how did you end up at RepStack?
I've done my master's from Ikra University. And I've done it at the time of COVID in 2020. I used to like take the online classes and that's it. I was working somewhere else at that time. But after quite a while, I've been also served as a digital operations manager in Ikra University, where I was just heading the marketing department over there. And when I left ICRA, then I got to know someone from the family that the Rapstack is hiring or something like that. So I didn't have any like perception or just preferable thing that I need to work remotely or on site. So I was just like, okay, I can apply on that position too. So I just applied and it came back, and suddenly it was such a sudden call back from the Rapstack as well. So in the first interview, they just gave me a positive response that you're going to be hiring in the Rapstack, and this is how we're going to be proceeding on. And I was like, okay, I can just work like that. But till that time, I didn't know and aware of that, how the things work in the remote basis, because that was my first remote job. A proper first remote job for it, you can say. So yeah, this is how I started in 2022. And right now I've been like it's 2 years for me, more than 2 years now. I'm working with Andrew Cass and working with him as an account manager and social media manager. So yeah,
Okay. So how is the experience of working from home? Is it better or did you like the old?
it's actually better. At the first 2 weeks, it's something hard for you because I was working on site. So and at that time routine and working on managing an Eastern time zone. So that was like a 2 weeks that was not too hard, but a bit difficult for me to manage like day to day routine.
Just to shift from that to
But it was now it's been like having such a great routine. I work on my own time zone and flexibility, and then I woke up in the morning as well, get the some time from the sunlight and see, and it's been like a good balance for me and working remotely.
Nice. I think for the viewers, you come from Karachi.
Yeah.
There's so much traffic in Karachi.
Oh, so much.
So much. Even coming today, Vijay was late. So, so
I
yeah.
told you the reason why.
Yeah,
it's
but still, I mean, this is one of the reasons,
Yeah.
right? Traffic, so much traffic. Then you have the cost of coming, going. I think it's a huge benefit in modern life in this day-to-day working from home.
It is actually, because when I was working on site, I used to like having almost more than 16 kilometers. I have to travel one way from my home to the destination and then back as well. So it's been like more than 30 kilometers for me to drive all along and stuck in the traffic for more than an hour, and it's been like so hectic.
Yeah.
So when I just was started working remotely, it was like a blessing for me. But I was saving as well, and I was saving my time as well at the same time.
Yeah, and then imagine, the stress you get in that 1 hour of driving in the traffic and all. I mean, it's even with my routine. If I have to meet somebody, the first offer that I make is let's get on a Zoom call, even if somebody is in Islamabad or wherever I am, because it's more productive. I think it's more one-on-one. You stay on the point. You don't need to talk about their family, their kids, and everything. So it has to be very. So I see more productivity in that.
Since it's been like after the COVID, there's a huge hike in the remote hirings and everything. And nowadays, I see my LinkedIn is all full of with the remote jobs that people are finding, and even the organization, I really appreciate them that they are offering the remote environment as well to their employees, even if it's on a hybrid basis, that 2 or 3 days at the office, and after that you can 2 days off on remote basis. So that's even also a good opportunity for even working in Karachi or as a Pakistani. So that's been like a really blessing for us to be working at remote basis.
Yeah. So, do you have your own separate workstation at home, or you just work from anywhere?
No, I do have, because I be like, since I was working on onsite, so I do have like a habit to have my own desk and my desktop and everything set up. So I just set up my own workstation at my bedroom, and there's a separate section, and I that's one of the benefit for me, that my room is like such a quiet place, and no one even else disturbs me at that time. So it's been like very easy for me to even work from my own room, and the flexibility that I have at my home. So yeah.
Nice, nice. And the internet and everything, you have sorted everything out
Yeah,
for
I
yourself.
have even have some new connections and everything from my own, because that everyone at home like knows that she works from home, and she does require some kind of separations from each and everything, because the my work does has these policies, and I need to like, I'm actually good in the commitment, so I have to be like, no, I just have to do this, so I just do anything to make that cover up or work it out.
Nice, nice. So, when you were hired and sent to RSA.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that experience?
Back to 2022 in RSA, that was really good time actually. Not during the training, but because I was well aware of the digital marketing, so the training weren't like too difficult or hard for me to do that. But yeah, the time we used to spend remotely with all of the associates together, like the EOD time was like really fun, where we used to like interact with each other for the assignments, even for the Loom videos. So yeah, that's kind of a new experience to getting to know each other from the distance. So we get to know like, oh, this person belongs from there and they lived over there, and getting to know about their family background. This is how like we make some new connections over here in Rapstack. So yeah.
I think, yeah, that's a huge advantage. Somebody's working from Multan, somebody's working from
Yeah,
Islamabad, somebody's working
exactly.
from Peshawar. So you have that. I mean, you get to see different sides of Pakistan's
Yes.
culture as well. Once you were done with RSA, how much time did you spend in RSA?
Almost 1 month.
1 month.
Yeah.
And you were hired by Andrew Cass.
No, at that time there was some different kind, Ben Garrett. That was my first client.
Mhm.
And I worked with him like almost 9 months. It's been like some kind of a mishap that happened with him, although if he was a really humble or down to earth person, I would say if he just came back, I would just start working with him again. So
Okay.
he's like that kind of a first client for me. And with Ben, my relations been like really not just employee and a boss, but he usually like treats me just like his younger sister. So it's been like a good relation I made for the first time in the rap stack.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how was the cultural connect with him? Was it very easy? Was he understanding enough with your
Yeah, I believe that's very the person's perception and how they see the other cultures are. Ben was like so fine to getting to know and learn about the new things, especially. So he was open to have any kind of a discussion. We used to have like a weekly connects on a just a casual conversation where he just used to tell me how he struggles and how he came and how he started his own business. So that's how like we connected together, and then I also started sharing some backgrounds about my culture and everything. So he used to like seems to be an exciting person to know about and learn more about the new cultures that we have been living in Pakistan, having these kind of
Nice.
festive seasons. So he was like so happy and excited every time that whenever I used to share him that we are just getting Eid or done, adding around the corner and everything. So he's like nice person to know about all this.
I think the good thing about Upstack is that you get to work with the US market, which is a
Yes.
very not so easy market to be honest.
No.
I've worked in a couple of markets, and when you mean 8 hours, then it means 8 hours.
Yeah.
There is no coffee,
No,
chai,
no, sir.
and everything. So how did you cope with just from the shift from the Pakistani market to the US market? Was it very different, or was it like it's okay? That's how we work as well.
It was different, But since I've been like, it's seventh year of me like working
Oh, nice.
independently. So 5 years I've been working on the on-site basis. So I've been aware of like quite professional enough to give in many and hundreds of interviews.
Yeah.
So, but I would say to learn about the US market, RSA has prepared us a lot about that in this, because that plays a really important role. Well, my 1 month in RSA was like all about not just for the training, but they also trained me for the interviews with different clients. We used to take mock sessions and mock interviews before they get any actual interview. So that's really helpful for us to know like how the client is going to be asking you questions about that. So this is how I just came across with the new experience that to have and to land in the US market. This is, but it wasn't like too difficult. It seems to be too difficult when you just
Sometimes.
hear about that. Oh, they get placed with the client, because at that time RSA was like whenever an associate came back from an interview, we used to ask them like, what questions is what questions
What's
is the
going on in
client?
that?
Oh, it was like a huge thing. And, oh, you got placed with the client and all that. But so, but when you actually given that interview, my first interview with the Ben was, I was so nervous because the job description they gave me, it's like I didn't do any lead generation before. I wasn't aware of the high level that much, or pipeline pro. I wasn't working on it, so I was like, I don't know if I would be able to do that. But luckily I was got placed with Ben, and it was the first interview I cleared, and right at the time he just gave me a positive response that he was going to be hiring me. So I was like, okay, this is not that even too hard to achieve.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, they also understand that not everyone has all the skills. So
Yeah.
some skills need to be learned on the go as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
So how does your day look like? How when you start with a new client right now, and how does your day start? How do you prep for it, and what time do you finish?
My day starts with I check my pending task first, and then I be like looking onto the prioritized ones as well. Meanwhile, we also like, I as an account manager or a CRM associate, I used to get like in between many of the queries from the clients that I need to get resolved on a daily and urgent basis. So that's a separate thing. But my daily routine tasks are more important for me, as well as with the prioritized ones. So coping up with these things, having the meetings with the client and the daily communication, that's more important, because once you have to gain the experience of your trust from your client, that's how you just communicate with them first. As much as you can, just communicate with them, even if you are having any kind of a confusion during the task, because that's at the beginning months I observe the client more, their psyche and how they work, and because that's helped me a lot by understanding how I'm just going to be delivering my work to him or her. So this helps me really good, and this is how I plan all of my to-do list for the rest of the day, and align my meetings accordingly. Then
Nice. And what time do you finish?
I finish around 3 or 4 a.m.
3 4 a.m. And then you go to sleep.
Yes, obviously.
And how do you cope with all this in the mornings? Do you do you have some specific time for the family? And how do you spend your weekends as well?
My weekends has been like, mostly I spend it with my mother, because she's been like waiting for whole the 5 days to getting her work done on the weekends, because I do get off on a weekend. So she's been like, I have to wait all the 5 days for you to just get free from your work, and then because I do not take any such kind of a commitment, any social gathering or family gatherings during the weekdays, because that's been a hectic for me, and traveling in the traffic makes me like so frustrating for us. So it's been like, I don't want to go out on weekdays. It's all just the weekend that I planned each and everything for that. So yeah.
How is the support system? Your CSMs, other people who are working at RepStack, do you get enough support from them?
Yeah, the support system from Rapstack is really, really good. First, it's that whenever you get stuck somewhere, you do have to like communicate it with your CSM, because those are the first person to know about what hurdles or what struggles you are facing at that time. And Elena was the first CSM of mine, and it's still, I've been like, whenever I reach out to her, it's really good, and she always like so helpful for me to get everything done. and she just resolved my problems within a few minutes. So I'd be like, Elena, this happened and this happened, and she'd be like, okay, I'll just cover it up and all that. But we do get on-job trainings as well whenever we get any stuck somewhere or just do not know about that. We do have some back channels already prepared where you can just ask your questions or wherever you are stuck. But I believe as a digital marketer, nothing has been like so hard for you to learn, or because everything is available on AI, on Google, on even on YouTube as well. So you can just get your work done in minutes.
So how do you train yourself? Because everything is changing, especially in digital marketing. Everything is changing like every week, every month. So how do you cope with that, and how do you keep up with the trainings?
As a digital marketer, I do have to get involved in such tools and AI tools every day, even for my task, and even because nowadays I've been having made my habit to at least use some kind of a tools that makes my work more easier for me. So every day I encounter some kind of a new AI tools that's been helping me more. And this is as a tech savvy person, so that's not even too difficult for me to work on those tools, because I recommend everyone like to use this and have this then all that, because I've learned a lot during my this remote working in the rap stack. And this is how I just came over here having and learning about the CRMs like high level. I wasn't being aware of that before the 2 years.
Next time I'm stuck somewhere, I'll ask you.
Sure, you can.
Last one, Vijaya. Somebody who's just starting off their career, they're just done with university or starting off their career with RepStack. What would you suggest them?
I would suggest them that they're having a really good place that they have chosen to work in, and they're just going to be having such a wonderful experience, an amazing experience over here, and new kind of an experience where you cannot get easily over here in Pakistani culture or corporate culture, I would say, because once no one even trains you that much, how much we are get trained and getting to learn more about in RSA or in Rapstack, because they prepared you for all kind of a things before the interview, after the interview. So there's a lot of support over here as well, like rather than just working on site where you just scratching your head and like we I don't know how to do this, and even you are not getting an offer as well. So I would say it's a really nice place and a nice culture to work in.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijaya. It was a pleasure talking to you. Everybody who comes to my podcast gets this. So this is
I was
your
waiting for it.
so this is your gift.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking out your time on Saturday. And really appreciate you coming here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.